Okay, men, tell me if this is true. Is it true that society or women in your personal life at one point in time told you that it was okay and safe to open up and be vulnerable and share your emotions, and you did, and then you got humiliated for it? And if that's true, please know that not all women do that. And I know I'm gonna have men in the comments saying, oh yeah, she's just saying that, or whatever, like she's lying. I'm saying that because there was one time I was in a relationship and he wasn't the very most emotional person, and nothing wrong with that, but I can count the number of times on one hand that he actually opened up to me. And the times that he did, I never saw him as less than a man, and I never saw him as weak. I never criticized him for that. I'm just like a really empathic person, and so I don't shame men for their emotions. And I'm saying that honestly. Like, men should be allowed to have feelings because at the end of the day, they're human. Humans have emotions. Guys have emotions and women have emotions. I don't know why there are so many women out there that I've heard about that tell their man, oh yeah, be open, be honest, be vulnerable, and then they like backstab them. Like, honestly, women are mean. Anyway, if you're a guy and that's happened to you, I'm so sorry, and just know that there are women out there who don't do that.
Surprise, surprise, surprise!
All right, Colleen, so you accept that there are women out there that do take advantage when men open up to them and backstab them later. That's good. But when you make a video and put it on TikTok and say, oh, men, you should open up, you have to understand that there are women out there that don't do that don't backstab you. That's like saying, oh, men, you should know that there are women out there that don't go for the Chads or Tyrones. The men already know this. They're not saying all women go for Chads and Tyrones. They just use the 80-20 rule. 80% of them are going for the top 20% of men. So rule of thumb, 1 out of every 5 women are not going to do this. Let me just make this clear. Men are not women. The male journey is not the female journey. And please stop with the society is the one who makes men feel that way. No, it's not society. It's women, period. Let me come at this from a different angle. Ladies, if you ask the question, why don't men open up more? Why are they so afraid to open up? It's not that they're afraid to open up per se. It's they know they gain nothing from opening up emotionally to you. All these women that say, hey, I want men to open up more emotionally because it's important. They're just afraid to do it. Question, when was the last time any of you went after an emotional man? When was the last time that you were highly attracted to a guy who cries, who shows soft emotion, who is vulnerable? Just because you read it in a smut book does not make it real. Men know that those traits do not attract women. In fact, they turn women away. Think of it this way. When you keep telling men, hey, talk more about your emotions, express it, let it out, come on, I'm here for you. What you're basically doing is trying to turn the man that you're attracted to into your best female friend. And when you do that, all of a sudden, you're not attracted to him anymore because you turn him into your best female friend. I mean, sweetheart, seriously, when was the last time you saw a guy who was drowning in tears, you decided, oh, I gotta bring him into my bed, I want some of that?
Hey, have men ever thought about telling you how they feel while it's happening? You know you guys can do that, right? Like, if you're having a feeling, like, in the moment, you can just say it. You can tell me. You can tell me. You don't have to wait until you break up with me and you spiral on something that, you know, maybe could have been resolved or at least alluded to earlier on. We could have... Like, do you know you can do that?
Oh, yes, Colleen. Trust me, they know they can do that. The point is, why would they? I mean, you said it yourself. You don't have to wait until we break up to say everything. In other words, the reason he didn't talk to you is because he was already planning to break up with you. Obviously, this hurt you because your voice broke up a couple times there. Understandable. But men are not women. If he was interested in resolving things with you, he would have just been a straight shooter with you and told you right there. But he was talked straight from a factual standpoint, not lovey-dovey emotional things, because you don't want the emotional things. When women say, oh, I want a man to be emotional, let me correct that. You want a man to listen to your emotional rant. Yeah, he can do that. He's just not going to. Moving on.
Dear men, it is okay to express your emotions. It is healthy and necessary to process how you're feeling. That way it doesn't build up, especially when you're healing from pain that someone's caused you or something that you're going through. It is okay to feel how you need to feel. It doesn't make you weak. It actually makes you quite strong. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience. You got this.
Mama say that happiness is from magic rays of sunshine that come down when you're feeling blue.
Sister, let me tell you something. Men already know that emotions are important and necessary. They're not a block of wood. They actually do have emotions. But most men, especially experienced men, are smart enough to know that not showing their emotions in front of you is the smartest way to go. Women are vicious. And I'm sorry, you can be sympathetic, but you can't be empathetic because you don't know a man's experience. You don't know a man's burdens. But one thing that you queens know how to do is how to weaponize things against men. A man shows you weakness, not just do you lose respect for him, you're thinking, oh, this is a good missile to hit him with later. And when the fights start, oh, do you use that? I'm sorry, but there's a reason why men will go and talk to other men about their feelings. They won't talk to you. They just had too many experiences with the fairer gender turning into Judas when it's convenient to her. Moving on.
Can we talk about men's emotions for a second? Yeah, men's emotions. Ladies, I know that's a hard concept to wrap our minds around because we're so used to being used and abused by men who have no emotional intelligence whatsoever. However, let me just say, men have so many emotions. Like to the point where like they behave like they don't have them just because society says they shouldn't deal with them. I actually really believe that is part of the main problem when it comes to relationships. Men are afraid of their emotions, like they run away from them. But to be fair, they were told from like a young age, like just rub some dirt in it. Anyway, I'm saying this because me, as a woman, I totally struggle to remember to give men room to be emotional. And that's really not fair because there are some men who actually desire to connect with somebody on that level. I'm not saying they're the majority, child, but they're definitely out there. And I think I've met one. But anyway, something that I've been learning from this situation is that everybody needs a shoulder to cry on. And I can't let the actions of narcissistic users stop me from being able to be present for a future partner who actually has emotional intelligence.
She's going to sink, Captain.
But she can't sink. She's unsinkable.
She can't float.
Oh, hold up there, Colleen. You said that ladies are used to being used and abused by men who have no emotional intelligence whatsoever. Allow me to correct that and translate that from womenese. Women are used to choosing the men who are players, who just come with these bad boy personas, are exciting, and then they don't commit. That has nothing to do with emotional intelligence. In fact, I would argue it has to do with the lack of intelligence on your part, ladies, for continuing to choose the exact same type of guy, expecting a different outcome. And again, this Colleen says the same crap that women love to repeat. Oh, men have emotions, but because society tells them to act like they don't have emotions. Sweetheart, it's not society. It's you. The Colleen in this video and the armies of Colleens like you are not attracted to a guy who's emotional. You're attracted to stoic men who take you home, power drive you through the mattress, and then say, okay, get out. The next one on rotation is coming out. And then you act all shocked and shaken when Chad and Tyrone act like Chad and Tyrone. Another myth I would like to tackle here is when this queen said that men are told from a young age to rub some dirt in it. That is true if they had a strong male figure in their lives. But a lot of men today are raised by single mothers. And the single mothers tell them, oh, be emotional, be open about it. And what happens when these young men go out there and they start dating and they open up their emotions? They get crushed. They get ridiculed by women like this one. And then they learn the hard way. I'm not doing that again. And then the end result, queens like this complaining about the men that learn their lessons from open up to women like this that you could tell she has no problem throwing around that shaming language. And I can't help but notice that she keeps saying, oh, I want a partner with emotional intelligence. Okay, why don't you just say you want a man? Stop with this partner crap. He's not a partner. He's not your person. He is your man. Why don't you respect him that way? But that's the point of this whole thing. Words matter. You queens don't respect men. Tell us they've been pumped and dumped by the players without telling us. You think that all of a sudden you're going to force yourself to be attracted to a very emotional man? A guy who cries at soap operas and wants to talk about his fifis? No! If you end up with a guy like that, you're going to eventually cheat on him. And this girl has said it more than once. The majority of the times, single women are the ones that keep women single. Moving on!
Something that men like to brag about and really pat themselves on the back about is the fact that they can compartmentalize. And none of them see this as a problem. And it's a huge problem. It is the root of all their problems. Because if you are compartmentalizing, well, what are you actually saying? You are shoving your emotions down. You're taking your emotions and you're putting them in a box over here that you're going to deal with one day, and you never actually deal with it. So you're not processing your emotions. You're shoving them down, and you think that, you're prioritizing this. Men don't realize that when you feel an emotion, just because you shove it down and distract yourself doesn't mean it didn't happen in the body and that your central nervous system didn't register it.
Well, it's the return of one of my favorite queens. I mean, she's fashionably divorced, right? Among other things. And for my younger viewers, let me tell you something. And I really do invite, with all honesty, my more experienced viewers to say in the comments if they agree or disagree with what I'm about to say. But when a woman says, if a man is compartmentalizing his emotions is his biggest problem, let me tell you something. That is code for, that means that the biggest problem is that he has turned into a cold-hearted man and his defenses to female manipulation is super high. That's the problem she's talking about. I mean, sweetheart, for a dating coach, you really haven't figured it out yet, have you? For the most part, men don't put their emotions in a box and say, okay, I'm gonna deal with this one day. No, men put it in a box to hide it away from you because they don't want to give you ammunition to use against them later. Yes, men know that their emotions happen. Yes, men know that it went through their nervous system. And they're smart enough not to show you it. Most men will go talk to other men about their emotions. They don't benefit from showing you their emotions. In fact, plenty of women who listen to you have more than likely weaponized men's emotions against them, or when a man tries to express his emotions, they dismiss him because they don't want to hear it. When women say that they want a man to be emotional, what they mean is they want a man to listen to their emotions because they don't want to hear it back. Because women think that they're the stars of their own story and they do not want to give back men the courtesy of listening. What do you think is common when women tell you their problems? They don't want you to solve it. They'll say, I don't want you to solve it. I just want you to listen because it's all about me.
And it's not going to come out. See, men think they're compartmentalizing, but they're actually shoving it all into that tiny hall closet. And they don't realize that eventually when that closet gets full, the door's going to swing open and everything comes tumbling out. And it tumbles out in other ways, in addictions to alcohol or DRUGSs or gambling or schmags. It comes out in affairs. It comes out in being a workaholic. It comes out. You think you're compartmentalizing. All you're doing is not being an adult. You're not actually regulating your emotions. You're not taking care of your body and your central nervous system. You're just saying, put it over here, I'll deal with it another time. Well, you're actually dealing with it every day by not dealing with it. And you're actually making everyone around you suffer for the fact that you are compartmentalizing.
Wow, Corinne, it's amazing that you actually put being a workaholic at the same level of drinking way too much booze and actually having affairs. Well, right there, she just told us one of the reasons why she left her ex-husband. I mean, the guy was loaded, but he actually worked long hours to make a lot of money. Go figure. Corinne, let me tell you something. A man profits nothing by telling you his emotions, but he will lose a lot. If a man breaks down in front of women, there is a good chance, not guaranteed, but there's a good chance that she will lose attraction for him. She will lose respect for him. Why? Because this gorilla has always said, don't go off what women say, go off their actions. Women always say the PC thing up front, but their actions are different. There's a reason why 70% plus of all divorces are put in by women, because in all relationships, women always say, oh, I'm afraid that he's going to find someone else and leave me. But most of the time, it's always a woman leaving. To my younger viewers, trust me, if you're in a relationship with a woman and you need to talk it out, go with your friends, go to a therapist, go with your father. Do not go to her with your problems. And I'm not talking about just your everyday problems. Don't get that twisted. I'm not talking about you had a bad day at work or the garage door isn't working. I'm not talking about those issues. I'm talking about the deep problems, the ones that are in your secret heart. Those deep problems, you keep them there. Do not tell a woman what really deeply hurts you. Trust me, you go in thinking, oh, well, she's special. She's going to listen to me because she's my soulmate or whatever. And it doesn't work out that way. There are too many stories of men saying that they told their girlfriends or their wives their deep secrets. And then before they knew it, their girlfriends and wives told their female friends. And then their female friends tell other friends. And it eventually gets to one of the guy's friends and it gets back to him. It's happened way too many times. And trust me, queens like this one, who have no problem throwing that shaming language around, she will not have a problem spreading around what hurts you. But don't listen to this gorilla. I mean, this gem of a queen is fashionably divorced. She's definitely the guru you should go to if you want to end up like her.
Game over, man. It's game over.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.